Okay, so I am just getting started on this piece. This was actually like a TV cabinet that we picked up that I'm going to put a new back on. We've removed the back that has the big hole in it for the TV wires and all that good stuff. And we're going to put a new back on it, and I've ordered some really pretty wallpaper to put on it. And so I started painting it. I thought about doing Mandarina Orange by YSL because it's really pretty and will coordinate with the paper well. But I am needing to sell stuff, and I don't want to have to wait on it to sell, so I'm hoping I can do this and it'll sell a little faster, being a little bit more neutral. So I'm doing blues because that's also what's in my paper that I ordered. I'm using Dixie Belle in the navy, and that's what I have on the bottom here. Sorry about that, new baby. Hi, so we're using in the navy, which is our darkest color. It's a dark navy blue by Dixie Belle. And so I started putting it at the bottom, and I actually was just gonna paint this piece all solid one color. And then of course, I was like, hey, maybe add some more blue to it. So this is my second color, which is Yankee blue. And that's the one you see right here. That's a little bit lighter. It looks really dark on camera because there's no light over here, I'm sorry. So going up a little bit lighter. And then I have Savanna Mist and Dusty Blue. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet, but I'll show you when I get there. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this lighter blue here, and then I'll transition it a little bit lighter, so it's kind of like an ombre going from darkest to lightest all the way to the top. Also, I'm using Klingon brushes. These are my shorties, the S30s that I like so much. And I have one for each color right now, and just using the same brush just to blend it, because we're not doing a whole lot of fanciness, just kind of adding the two colors together. So I just used the same brush. I didn't get a separate one to kind of work them together. We are back in the shop for the first time, really, first time working. I've been up here twice to kind of get pieces ready, but since I had my baby 3 weeks ago, so it's kind of, we're trying to get back in our groove and figure out how to do this. And with the little one too, I guess we just have to work when we're on his schedule nowadays. So there's that, and that again is my Yankee blue, which is a nicer, little bit lighter blue. And I'm trying to decide what's going to go best with my paper that I ordered. I really kind of like this lighter one, but I do want the overall piece to be dark. I'm going to try a little bit of, this is Savanna Mist, which is the lighter of the two that I have. I'm gonna see how it mixes with that, and if not, I'll go back to the other one. Let me get a stir stick. Okay, so this is the Savanna Mist again, and I'm gonna start putting it up here. Just kind of see how it goes with this one. I may have to get another brush to blend this one so I don't contaminate. So this is a fourth brush that I'm picking up. All of these are Klingons. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of water, and then just start blending these two together a little bit. gonna kind of wipe this here. I'll have to go get another napkin. Just kind of wiping off that excess there. So this is my middle color, the Yankee. When you're blending, as you start kind of getting really trying to soften those lines, you want to get lighter brush strokes with your hand. Lighter and lighter as you go up. So if I keep in with that, this will be the lightest up here. So I'm going to kind of finish this right here, and then I'm going to step back and look at it and see if I like it, and if the colors are gonna go with my paper that I got for the inside. And if not, then I'll regroup, and I may just do these two darker colors because they're really pretty together as is. This is my fourth brush here again, my blending. Really light strokes. That's what we got. Let me step back and look, and I'm gonna look at my paper. I don't have it yet. I've got it ordered, so I'm gonna kind of pull that up online and see if I think it's gonna match, and if not, we'll regroup. Okay, I'm gonna start working on the front. I hope this noise from the trucks out here on the road is not too loud, guys. I'm sorry if it is. Alright, so this is my darkest color, which is in the navy. I'm going to start with it on the bottom. I'm going to have to come back and do the feet at some point, obviously. I'm not really worried about those because they'll be solid dark. I'm just going to make sure you kind of turn your brush on this because you're getting in this trim here, like where it's not all level. It's got little indentations in between the two pieces, so you want to kind of make sure you get in those. This is the part where you practice your yoga, as a furniture refinisher. Because we all bend and contort and put ourselves into crazy positions trying to paint furniture. So, these drawers actually overlap the frame. So sometimes when you do a piece, the drawer will be kind of flush with it, but these kind of overlap. So I'll have to like paint the frame and then do these as well, because if not, they won't match. And hopefully I can not start my blend in those areas. That way I don't have to worry about blending it. That's like the worst thing when you finish a piece and like you get your drawers all done and you come back and like if you paint it with the drawers in and then you come back and take them out and you can see like white around it from your primer because you didn't paint around it, and then trying to actually get it to match, which is really hard sometimes. So I'm starting again with my darker color, so it will be all around the sides here. I know you can't really see that very good, but it's nothing special, I promise. So I'm trying to kind of look at the side over here too, so I can see like where I started kind of changing my colors. And the other thing, I'm not really sure. I have never tried to blend over a lattice, so I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. We'll figure it out, I guess, when we get there kind of together. And I may just do lighter kind of right here, maybe in a bead pattern instead of straight lines. We'll see. For now, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna do this side over here as well. This color is so pretty. It's like a really like a true navy. It's very pretty. I actually, when I started this, was gonna do it just one solid color. But I changed my mind. I'm not going to do too much right there because I don't want to get it all over the sides of the drawers. So for the front, I am going, I'm going to see. We'll see what we do. I'm just going to start. How about that? That's my plan, just to get started. I'm going to do, I think, probably this whole drawer dark. And then maybe come up with my lighter one on the next drawer. And then go from there. So when you're wanting a nice smooth finish, make sure you paint smoothly. So you can slop it on any old way like this, but before it dries, I would recommend kind of coming back over it and doing nice long strokes all the way across the whole length of the piece if you can. Depends on the size, obviously. If it's like a giant one and, you know, it's drying before you finish, that's obviously an issue. But do try to come back over it because that's how you get your nice smooth finish. People always talk about having, like, how do you get a smooth finish? How do I not show brush strokes? That kind of thing. That is part of it. If you put it on sloppy and messy with a lot of brush strokes, you're going to see those when it dries. Now, you can sand it when you're done, obviously, and that will help too because it will smooth it out and kind of knock off any high areas from your brush strokes. But just in general, if you paint it neat, it's going to look neat, right? If you paint it sloppy, it's more than likely going to look sloppy. I am so excited on my plan for this piece. I stared at it for a couple of weeks trying to figure out exactly what I was gonna do with it. Because, you know, it's like a TV cabinet. Like, these were very popular, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. We had one actually with our living room set that we bought. Everybody had them, I think. And you have a TV cabinet in it, and then the doors close, and it kind of hides it and makes it less discreet. But I don't think anybody actually ever closed them. They just kind of stayed open all the time. And they're not very popular anymore. So I was kind of trying to figure out like what I was going to do with it, and then also kind of staring at it, looking at the lattice, trying to figure out what to do with it. And I don't know why, but I kept just like seeing kind of a beachy look with it. I don't know, like light blues, turquoises, something like that. Like I could see it in like a beach house, you know. And so I was thinking about that, but then I'm like, well, can I sell it here? Obviously we can ship, but just thinking about that, because obviously anytime if you're painting furniture, you're, you know, trying to make income off of it, trying to make some money, you obviously need to be able to sell it. So you think about that stuff when you get pieces, you know, from the get-go, like what am I going to do with it? Do I have a plan? What color should I do? What kind of design do I want to do? Do I want to do a plain solid finish? Do I want to glaze? Do I want to powder glaze? Do I want to blend it? All these things, adding paper, adding decoupage, wallpaper, anything like that. It's kind of part of your design process. And so, you know, you're thinking about this, trying to figure out what you're going to do with it. And so, when I picked this piece up, actually, I don't know, I was thinking it was going to be something different than it was, but it was not a bad price, and it was kind of local, so we got it, and I was like, well, I'll figure out something we'll do with it. Because you can add, I'm actually thinking I may put a rack in the top of it and do it as like, to hang some clothes in it or something. You can do liquor cabinets, you could still use it for TV if you wanted, just any kind of storage, you can put clothes in it. I mean, kind of can do a lot of stuff with it, if you market it right. So you think about this stuff ahead of time, and then you try to come up with, you know, your plan of what you want to do. And for whatever reason, I just kept thinking it, I don't know, had beachy vibes to me. I think because of the lattice, but that's not really my scene. So I found this really pretty wallpaper. I actually have a custom job that I'm going to be starting for somebody who saw a piece that we had shared on our Instagram for a hashtag group that we're in, for somebody else's work that we had featured. And so somebody local to me saw it and was like, oh my God, I love that. And she has an old china cabinet that belonged to a family member. And so she brought it for us to refinish in that same design, with the paper and probably the same color as well. And so while I was on there getting my paper for it, I found another paper that I really, really like from them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I'm doing with this cabinet here. I'm going to put it in the back. So the back currently, there is no back on it. It's all open. And we've got to put another back in it. Probably plywood. We'll see. I'll let you guys know when I figure that out too. I knew when I saw that paper that that's what I wanted to do to this piece. And I actually really wanted to paint it in Wiseau Mandarina, which is a really bright, vibrant orange, because the paper that I'm getting has that as kind of an accent color. And I really wanted to do that. But then I was like, again, my sensible part of my brain, instead of my doing what I want and being artistic, was like, woo, can I sell orange? It might be kind of hard. So I changed my mind and went with a little bit more neutral. Still a color, obviously, but going with the blues, because the paper also has blue in it. So I this might sell a little easier. We'll see. I got flies everywhere, y'all, because I have my doors open. So, a little info about us, if you don't know. We're in a very, very rural area in North Georgia. We actually live about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so from our shop. And the shop's in an even more rural area than what we live. And there are a lot of farms around here. There are chicken farms, so chicken houses, and also like cows and horses and stuff. So if you leave the doors open, there are lots of flies out and about that want to come in and join you. Alright, so that is that color. Let's see. I am going to put some of this over here on the side. Let me see if you can see it. Because we're going to start lightening that up. And you will find when you start blending that blending on trim is way easier for some reason than it is on like flat surface areas. So that is my middle color that I just put there in the trim. And then I may actually add a little bit of this up here. So this is my darker color, in the navy. And I'm just adding a little bit of it right here. And I was just kind of looking over on the side over there to see kind of where my colors start and stop over there. I have a my extra blending brush here, but it's more for the lighter color, so I'm just gonna keep using this. This is my first Klingon, which is the one I was using for my darker color in the navy. And so I'm just kind of using it to pull these two together. Feels a little bit dry right there. I'm going to spray it just a little bit. Wipe that on my paper towel there. And then I'm gonna kind of just come back over and hit this a little bit where I got the liner on it. Alright, and so I'll step back and look at this and kind of think about my design for this. Again, always thinking about what we're doing. Because I want it to look good up top as well. So that's darker on the bottom, and then the middle color there in that third drawer. And I think I might come down darker here and then start getting kind of lighter. So we'll see. I'm gonna do this where I started. it together. I'm gonna try this here on the lattice and see how it kind of turns out. So this is all still my middle kind of color. Let's see, I've got to figure out if I want to do. So on the sides, I have it kind of in 3 layered parts, like here, here, and here. But I don't know that I want a straight line on this. I'm thinking maybe something like that. Ooh, these lattices are going to be hard to paint. I'll tell you that right now. I think I'm actually going to put this on time lapse because this is going to take forever trying to get in all these little boards. These little individual pieces. What's the plural of lattices? Lattice. Anyways, I'm going to put it on time lapse so I can do this because otherwise it's going to take forever.